So, verdict?
So here we are, we made it to La Paz, our first stop in Mexico.
Check out our home for the next few days. We booked this Airbnb for the first few nights of our trip in La Paz here. It's such a cool property. We're staying in the A-framed cabin over there, there's another one here, there's a little dome thing here as well, and a yacht. And yeah, really nice garden space. Here's a little resident doggy here. What's your name?
Señor Pero.
Señor Pero. So some of you may know us from previous videos, but if you're new here,
we're Steve and Wendy and we've been travelling together for about 7 years now. We only just started the YouTube channel last summer and this is the beginning of our Central America trip. So how did we make it here?
So if you watched any of the rest of the episodes, you'll know that up until a few days ago we were living on Vancouver Island. Well, we were fed up of the rain and the cold there, so we decided to hop down to Baja here. We jumped on a ferry from Vancouver Island over to Vancouver, we took a flight from there down to Los Cabos. We had to stay a night there and then we got on a public local bus which took 4 hours to get to La Paz. So why La Paz?
Well, we want to visit more places in Mexico, but we wanted to check out the Baja Peninsula. There is also loads of beaches round about and some of them have been voted as one of the best in Mexico, and we're also here because of the large sailing community, but more on that later in this episode.
Good morning guys. So today we're just going for a wander around the town to familiarise ourselves with the place before we do anything else. We've been for one walk into town already when we didn't take the camera. We just went from the accommodation along into the main centre of the town, but we walked right along the promenade. There's a nice malecon as they call it here, but it doesn't really give you a true representation of the place that we're in. And we're here to travel, not just to be on holiday, so we found that when we were walking along the promenade it was clearly other tourists and not many locals, and everything looked a bit nicer than we expected, shall we say. So today
we're hitting all the back streets and just the usual residential areas where all the local lives and checking out all their shops and things. Yeah. And it's our first time in Mexico ever, so we're trying to suss things out, and
yeah, we don't really know what to expect. And so far as we've been walking about, there's a real mixture of everything, and it kind of changes from nice residential quiet streets into a busy street with car garages and everything going on. And I don't know how much you can hear us because of all the noise, but that's one thing that we have noticed so far since we've been here, for the couple of days that we've been here, is there's just constant noise all the time.
So this is actually school we're passing right now, so they're calling the kids back into the class from their break outside.
But normally there's stray dogs, street dogs barking, there's cars with loud engines and exhaust going by, alarms going off, buses. There's just always, like, it's just crazy noise all the time. So at least maybe you guys are hearing it on the video like it's true, like it's real what we're experiencing. So let's go for a wander around the town and show you about. Pacifico. What we've discovered in our couple of days of being here is that this is the best beer so far. This artwork and these murals are so cool, they're everywhere in the city, loads of them. So we're starting to get hungry now. That can only mean one thing.
It's taco time! They call this Jamaican water, but it tastes like hibiscus tea, just like iced tea. It's really good.
So, verdict?
Muy rico.
When in Mexico.
All done. It was very, very delicious. And she did get it.
Here we are, arrived back down at the Malecon again. So there's this promenade that runs the full length of the city. We read somewhere that it's actually 3 miles long, which is supposedly one of the longest promenades in Mexico. And they call it Malecon, and it's actually really beautiful here, eh?
Very nice.
It's a really nice waterfront. Right in the middle of the town, and look at the colour of the water. That's awesome. So along this end of town is where we're staying, and we just walked up through all the streets round the back of the city there, and we came back down into the centre of the town here. And along that end, further along the promenade there, you can see the little boats that you can take to go out on the tours. The most popular tours are to go out and watch the whale sharks, or to go out to the islands, and there's some islands right out the end of that point there that are really popular to go for a day trip. But we think that we've got a better way of going to see those islands. You'll maybe just need to wait until later on in the video, or maybe even next week, to see how we're going to get out there. But hopefully it's going to be more exciting than going on a touristy boat.
So over that way we've seen a couple marinas. Also back behind us there is more that way, and in between there is this huge anchorage, many boats about. It's a really popular area for the sailors to come to over the winter. White sand beaches right in the town. We're just off the Malecon, but we've heard that all the really good beaches are over at that point, so we're gonna go and check it out tomorrow.
So I think Vendi touched on it earlier in the video, but one of the main reasons that we chose La Paz is because it's such a big cruisers destination, and one of the things that we want to do on this trip through Central America is try and crew on sailboats as much as we can. So yesterday we put a post on a couple of the Facebook groups here in the Sea of Cortez asking if anyone would like to take us on as crew, and we're happy to do anything from a day sail to months passage. And someone came back telling us to go down to one of the main marinas and post there and join a morning net.
So tomorrow morning the plan is to go to the Marina La Paz and use the VHF radio to join the cruisers chat in the morning.
Every morning at 8 o'clock everyone in the anchorage turns onto the same channel and they have a chat, and one of the parts of the chat is crew wanted, and so we're going to post on there and see if anyone will take us. And the other thing we're going to do is write up a little description on a postcard or something like that and leave it at the notice board at the marina and see if anyone will take us. So fingers crossed that at some point soon we'll be out there beside all those boats. We'll see. So what's happening today, honey? Where are we off to?
We are going to explore the Playa Balandra beach. We got here from La Paz, we took just a public bus. It took like 40 minutes. I think it was 120 pesos, which we still don't know if it's a return. We'll find out on the way back. But bus just dropped us off down the road here, and now we're just walking up here on this track to have a better view of the beach.
So only a couple of days ago we were freezing cold, soaking wet on Vancouver Island, and here we are, quick flight paradise. Actually, it was more than a quick flight, it was 2 days of travel, but we're here now anyway. Just been for a walk along to behind the rocks there. There's some cool overhanging cliffs and rocks all the way around the side of the beach, and there's some sailboats anchored out in a bay around the other side, which was pretty cool. And we're just walking back now to the main busier beach.
We did come right on low tide, which was good because the water's not as warm to swim all the way around here probably, so we managed to walk, but now the tide's coming back in, so we better hurry up.
And over here is the Mushroom Rock. If you read anything about Playa Balandra, it will tell you that you must come and take a picture beside the Mushroom Rock, and obviously all of these guys have been reading the same things, so I think we'll manage without a picture there, but quite a cool rock formation. So we were ready to leave the beach and the bus wasn't still coming for another hour and a half or so, and we saw some guys leaving the car park who we asked if they would fancy taking us back. So it was a couple of guys from San Francisco, and they had hired a car. They're staying in a hotel here in La Paz, and they just gave us a ride back to town. Perfect. So we're back in the town now, and they've just dropped us off outside their hotel, and it's another part of the town that we've not seen yet, so happy days. So we'll go for a explore here now.
Good morning guys! Today we are going on a trip on a sailboat. This is all the dinghies that people come on from the anchorage, quite a few. That's what we're hopping on as well.
So this is the dinghy that we came over on. We've just lifted it up onto the davits. The bigger dinghy just sits here for longer trips. We've put some bow and stern lines on and inflated these huge fenders, and we're ready to head out to the fuel dock now. So, we're on the move?
We are on the move.
Look at the size of these fenders.
Bigger than dock here getting some diesel.
So we said earlier that we were going out for a trip on a sailboat. Well, this is no normal sailboat. This is a 62-foot luxury catamaran. And if you're wondering how we managed to get here today, well, we mentioned earlier in the video that we had posted on Facebook and joined the morning net asking if anyone needed crew. We got a reply from a great guy named Dirk, who is the owner and captain of this magnificent vessel. He mentioned that he would be taking a day trip from La Paz up to an anchorage north of the city and he might need some help. So of course we jumped at the opportunity to get a go on this incredible boat, one that we would never have expected to get on anytime soon. Unfortunately there wasn't enough wind for a sail today, but either way it's an incredible experience to get out on a boat like this. So we motored for a few hours up to this beautiful anchorage and we've got a few hours now to enjoy the sunshine and go for a swim, whilst Dirk, the owner, goes downstairs to catch a nap before his family come back this afternoon and they head off for a night sail.
Quite comfy there?
So this boat is just something else. It's absolutely incredible and it's got all the luxuries of home, and Dirk and his family living on here, it is just a floating home for them. So they've got everything there. They've got a dishwasher and a wash machine and so much space. The space is just unbelievable.
There is 4 cabins, all of them have ensuite.
Bathroom and the huge living space inside and outside and up on the fly deck and at the stern at the bow, and there's just, the space is incredible and it's just pure luxury. But there's other boats in the anchorage here that are doing the exact same thing as us right now, just with a little less luxury, and it makes it seem realistic and affordable for us. And yeah, if we manage to get a little boat soon, we can still be here anchored over there doing the exact same thing, just not quite in the same amount of luxury. So definitely convinces us that this is the life that we want to live now.
It would be nice. On a dive boat for a change. So here we are, guys. We got back from the catamaran back to La Paz. We just hopped off that dive boat. Dirk's family was doing a open water course for scuba diving, his wife and their 3 children. So when we were taking the boat around today, they weren't even on the boat, and they unexpectedly came by the dive boat back to their catamaran. So we just hopped on the dive boat and they took us back to La Paz. So we would have needed to take a taxi otherwise, so that was great. That worked out awesome. The only thing is, we forgot our shoes on the catamaran. So we're back in the town.
Barefoot.
Barefoot. We're gonna need to make it to the apartment barefoot. But what a day. So how was your day?
Just average. Cheers to the end of an awesome day. So that's it for this week, guys. It's been an absolutely incredible time in La Paz, such an awesome place to start our Central America trip. And if any of you guys are planning on travelling Mexico, we highly recommend putting Baja Peninsula on your list.
Our next destination is Puerto Vallarta, so that's where we're heading next. And we managed to hook up with a captain here of a sailboat. So we will actually be making the crossing on the sailboat across Sea of Cortez. So that's where you will see us next week.
So check back in next week for a sailing episode from here to Puerto Vallarta. Cheers, guys.
See you then.